Get it. Hello, we'd like to get started. Could everyone please take their seats? Please take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. We'd like to get started. I don't really. We'd now like to call the annual meeting of East Point Country Club to order. Yeah, thank you. It's like I feel like it's making my face. Thank you. First order of business. Here's our agenda tonight. We would like a motion to approve the minutes from the 2025 annual meeting from the floor. Anybody? Thank you. And motion carries. Thank you. Good evening, East Point members. Thank you for joining us tonight. As board president, it is my privilege to welcome you to our annual meeting and to thank you for your continued commitment to our club. Your continued involvement and support are what allow this club to thrive, not just as a facility, but as a community. This past year has been one of steady progress and positive momentum. Our priorities have been clear: protecting the club's long-term financial health, maintaining and improving our facilities, and supporting a positive member experience. Together with management, we addressed hiring a new CFO who is with us tonight, Mark Mariello. We also hired a new controller, Janet Baldwin, who will be starting on Monday to bring stability to our accounting department. We have completed the exterior renovation of the East Clubhouse with fresh paint, new entryway, decking, and railings. We purchased a shade cover for our driving range. We purchased a food trailer to serve as a halfway house for the East Golf Course. It is in the permitting stage with the state, and we hope to have the permit by the end of this month. We repaved our parking lot, and we established a kids club to serve as a social center for our youngest members. We established a mission, vision, and value statements that will serve as cornerstones to our long-term strategic plan. We will be communicating these tonight. These decisions were made thoughtfully with long-term interests of the membership always at the forefront. Looking ahead, the board remains focused on prudent planning, clear communication, and thoughtful decision-making. We will continue to listen to you, our members, for feedback and evaluate opportunities carefully and act in ways that preserve the strength and character of the club for current and future members alike. Some of our upcoming projects for 2026 include establishing a board newsletter to communicate monthly what the Board of Governors is working on, revising our pickleball agreement with the East Point POA, an interior renovation of this East Clubhouse, and establishing a reserve study. At its heart, our club is about people, friendships, shared experiences, and a sense of belonging. It is our responsibility as a board to safeguard that experience while positioning the club for continued success. I would like to thank my fellow board members for their time, professionalism, and dedication. Serving on this board is a serious responsibility, and I am grateful to work alongside individuals who care very deeply about this club and its future. I also want to recognize our general manager, Mike Holzer, our directors and staff members whose daily efforts ensure the smooth operation of East Point Country Club and the high level of service our members expect. I am confident that together we will continue to build upon our strong foundation and make the year ahead another successful one. We'd like to have a moment of silence for members in memoriam for members that passed in
That's right,
2025.
that's all, yes, that's all we have. Okay, then back to.
Thank you. I will now turn it over to Lisa Staller.
Good evening, everyone. We are going to call the votes to a close right now. In the past, we did the voting by hand or the counting by hand. Everybody got their votes in the mail and mailed them back in. So for this being our very first time doing it electronically, I would like to say congratulations to everybody. Did a great job. The company that we're working with, it runs about 100 different elections at the same time. And the fact that the gentleman that I was dealing with, nobody was calling him saying that we were a problem child, he was very happy. So thank you for everybody that did that. And I think it was a fairly easy process. So again, we'll continue to go that way. And at least the voting will be done momentarily. They'll certify it and send it to my email here shortly, and then we'll go over the results soon. So as you know from the information that went out, we had the 3 candidates, Dan, Bob, and Cynthia, that are on the ballot. Per our club attorney, even though we had 4 spots and only 3 voting, we got advice from the attorney that we still should proceed with the election and to meet our quorum so we could, move forward with everybody coming on that was running. With that being said, at the end of this meeting, we will have the meeting to elect the officer, who will be the president. We'll handle that after this meeting. And then we'll get all of that out to you guys later in the week when we have all those answers. So that's it. Thank you. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Voting's closed. Okay. Thanks.
At this time, we'd like to recognize an outgoing board member, Lou Mancinelli. Lou Mancinelli has served 6 years on the Board of Governors for East Point Country Club. His willingness to give his time, energy, and expertise has meant a great deal to this organization. Lou, we truly appreciate your contributions as a board member and as chair of Long Range Planning. Your impact will be felt well beyond your term, and we were grateful for all you have done. Please accept this gift as a small token of our appreciation. We wish you all the best in your retirement from the board, and thank you again for your commitment and leadership.
Okay, thanks, Cynthia. Geez, it's only 6 years. It's been quite a slice. Let me tell you. I had the pleasure of being on the board for 6 years and long range planning for 7. During that time, I served as your secretary, your vice president on 2 occasions, and president. I really joined the board because I really love this place, and I really care about its future. I've seen a lot of change in the last several years, and I think that's all for the good. I think we're for really making great progress. I've worked on a lot of boards, both here and outside, and I got to say, every board has their challenges, but I got to say something about this board. It's different. I think everybody on this board is on here because they really care about East Point. I also think they all have the proper business credentials and expertise to be able to manage a $17 million business. But the biggest thing I see is different about this group is that they have mutual respect for each other. We don't always agree on anything that we are working on as a board. We will debate it, we'll work it out, and we will make a decision. We make that decision, this board, whether you're on the winning side or losing side of that debate, supports that decision. So we go out as one voice to the community. And every board I've worked on here, that has never happened before. I think that is a true change. And if you're going to run a successful business, that's how a board has to operate. So I think we're moving in the right direction. I think that there is no opposition is an affirmation of that going forward. I'd like to recognize a couple of people, Dan Mann, who joined the board this year as to represent the resident social, has been an outstanding contribution to the board and has brought a new and really needed perspective. It's great having Mike on board now as our general manager. He brings a lot of expertise and he's putting the right team in place. So again, I think we'll continue that positive momentum. I think this team will work great together. I'd like to thank Cynthia for her courage and leadership. I want to thank all the board members. They've been a pleasure to work with, and I think we will go far. I also want to make a shout out to the staff because I got to know the staff in a unique way over the last few years, and they are terrific, and they really make East Point something special. So thank you very much.
Now we'll hear from our general manager, Mike Holzer.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everyone this evening? Good? I know it's a little chilly outside. So I'm going to start with just a brief membership update. Sorry. So East Point has entered the new membership year with strong momentum across both membership and real estate activity. Since November the 1st, we have welcomed 8 new full golf members, including 4 resident upgrades, 3 non-resident members, and 1 non-resident referral. Our current golf membership stands at 547. Active golf members with an additional 6 on leave of absence. The membership base continues to diversify with 9% more non-resident golf members than resident golf members. Initiation fee performance remains strong with $326,678 collected year to date and deferred revenue of $321,940. Annual dues added to $180,000, 321. So things are really going well with the 8 new individual golf members. We're certainly glad to have them and looking forward to what the future holds for them. The 2-month Discovery membership program generated additional activity with 2 sold in October to November, 1 converting already to full golf in January. So in the January and February 2-month trial, 4 sold in April and March and contributing $60,000 in dues revenue. That's plus green fees, that's plus food and beverage. So a minimum of $60,000 in dues revenue. Real estate activity. Real estate activity at the reserve continues to support future growth. 18 homes have been sold to date, with 12 closing completed. And the developer projects projects 41 new home sales in 2026. Homes are being sold with a full golf initiation fee credit, strengthening the pipeline of prospective full golf members over the next 12 to 24 months. Overall, early year momentum is strong. The pipeline remains healthy, and real estate activity combined with member advocacy positions East Point for continued growth in the months ahead. Now I'm going to move on to a few goals that we've set up for 2026, starting off with number one, which is to develop a financial model which maximizes revenue, opportunities, and growth while minimizing expenditures in support of enhanced services and operations. The action plan to get that done is to review operational and administrative procedures to eliminate inefficiencies and unnecessary cost. For example, new check-in programs for cost of sales and inventory, utilizing cost analysis or ROIs, reviews to maximize revenues from current programs and services. Example, create a P&L for all functions. That means for all of our golf tournaments and all of our functions. So we'll know where we stand before the tournament takes off. That also develops an idea of what we need to charge for the event. If the event is scheduled to break even, then we know we can take the entry fee down or up based on that break even margin. Number two, to provide an enriched member experience through positive interaction, exceptional customer service, and a full range of amenities and programs. And I think we can all agree that the Point has shown tremendous growth as far as being able to improve the member experience. Sorry. Okay. Finishing up with the action plan on number two, on the second goal rather. Develop programs and advance activities to build a welcoming and personalized climate throughout the community so that we can enhance the member experience. To ensure high level and consistent customer service across all venues, programs, and services, so we can meet or exceed the expectation of the membership. Expand dining options to better serve members. For instance, we have our first sushi night on Wednesday night at the Point. So that's going to be pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to that. Begin periodic member surveys to assess current and future programming and service needs for priorities. How good do you think that's going to be, that we're going to be able to find out what you're thinking and what we can do to make your experience better? Really excited about that opportunity and looking forward to getting that process started, and we can do this together. Number three, to build a culture of community in which inclusion, engagement, honest communication, and accountability are paramount. The action plan to make this happen. Review committee structures and membership to enhance interaction between members, committees, management, and the board. Establish a comprehensive welcoming program for new members to be delivered by member volunteers. Things like new member orientations, which we have our first one in a while on next Thursday, with newly created club ambassador programs as well. Provide and promote Opportunities for members to interact and learn from one another. Example, focus groups. Focus groups are huge so we can learn what exactly that you're looking for and what we can do together to make that happen. Once again, kind of going back to what we talked about a few minutes ago. And other all-inclusive groups and clubs we can do. Number 4, to develop programs, policies, and procedures to facilitate the recruitment, the training, the retention, and the recognition of exceptional staff. The action plan to do that. Develop formal and ongoing staff training programs with department heads responsible for implementation and assessment. We will see goals for staff and hold them accountable. We will get better. Create comprehensive staff manuals for all departments and staff members. Create operational handbooks for each member. Develop a salary, benefits, and incentive structure consistent with our peers. Use of the CIRA group and the CMAA data to define where we stand in the market. Develop recognition programs to build staff morale and retention. Examples are employees of the month, birthday recognition, anniversary recognition, and annual employee parties. Management review to determine current and future staff needs and priorities. Quarterly personnel meetings to discuss staff and performance. And that's all that I have. Thank you.
We now will have a club financial update presented by Jackie Grasso.
Good evening. I'll start off with the usual blurb about these are financial reports. They're not financial statement. It's not the typical nomenclature that would be for a not-for-profit organization. We use verbiage that most people would understand. I think everyone will be very thrilled to know there are only 3 slides tonight that I am presenting. Reasons for that would be we had a town hall a month and a half ago. We will have audited financial statements within the next 45 days, which in addition to full financial disclosure has all our footnotes, all the information. We rely heavily, and I'm sure as members, you rely heavily on independent audited results besides what we're up here telling you. So this is basically a summary of where we are at October 31st, 2025. They're unaudited amounts. The second column is our audited numbers off of our financial statements. They're in a different format to match the way we are reporting to you where we are at October 31st. So we start with summary of operations. Our total revenue is up compared to last year. Our expenses are up a little bit, but as you can see, our operating loss is really negligible. And we had talked about that at the town hall meeting, that October typically is a month where we do have some loss. But with the efforts of Mike, the board, the directors, they've been very watchful of curbing the overspending and getting value for your dollars. We have the summary of non-operations. That total revenue difference of 3.8 year to date compared to $8 million last year is really a result of that $8 million included 4.6 million, which was assessment revenue. And that was basically a one-time item. We still get residual money, obviously. The total expenses in there, the biggest number in there is depreciation. So our non-operating income is 1.4 million. Total combined, then we're at 1.3 million at the end of October. And then we have a summary of our capital reserves. It shows where we were last year at a starting amount, our sources of funds, which would include initiation fees, our monthly capital, transfer costs, interest income. As you can see, pretty, from a source standpoint, pretty flat. From a use standpoint, though, it looks like there's a big difference between last year and this year. But again, that really pertains to the two things. One would be the Greens project. We had agreed to take $1 million from capital to fund the Greens project. That was when we were originally just only doing the Greens. And the board made the decision last year to use initiation fees to cover the loss. And that was about almost $800,000. So if you take those amounts out, we're not shortchanging, not spending our money. We are as things are needed. And Lou will discuss long-range planning, which it's very robust as to what is planned over the next 5 years to continually make the club a better place for all of us here and those that'll come after us. This is our unaudited balance sheet. Again, the 1031 numbers come off of the audited financial statements. As you can see, we're pretty solid. We've got almost $4.4 million in the bank, and that's been pretty consistent. It's not like, we just got a big amount deposited on October 31st. It's been consistent like that per month. Accounts receivable difference is basically a timing difference. Our fixed assets remains the same. Obviously, it's the depreciation. The golf course was put in place in service. Liabilities, the difference there between the 2 years is to keep these very condensed. We have $750,000 in deferred revenue. That's the money that we got from Devasta for each of the homes. So 75 lots, and that's the RSM initiation fee. So that's still in deferred revenue. As the houses close, that money will be taken into revenue. Our total debt, again, why is there a difference between the 2 years? At October 31st, 2024, at that point, we had only advanced $1.7 million on the line of credit that we had for the construction of the Greens renovation. And that's about 50% of where we ultimately ended up with our loan to date. And then the equity is just an increase in from our income from last year. Total assets equal total liabilities and equity. And the last slide just shows what our debt balances were at October 31st, 2025. And as monies continue to come in and the club grows stronger with membership, robust initiation fee program, we will, when available, we'll be able to start paying down the loans sooner. If that is, certainly an option that we would consider. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. I lied. We also looked at our November numbers. So now that we have, Mark has been with us for a week, and it's remarkable how much he's even gotten accomplished in a week. So I thank him, and he's going to be a great asset to the club and the management of the club. We did look at our November numbers. So we budgeted a operating loss of approximately $50,000, and we are actually at a break even for the month of November. So we're on track. Hopefully hopefully it dispels, because there's still crazy rumors out there, and a small group of naysayers who still feel that the club is not heading in the right direction. And I can stand here and tell you that is not the case. Now I'm done.
Thank you, Jackie. Now Karen Kittredge will explain our mission, vision, and value statements.
So, good evening, everybody, whether you're here in person or on Zoom. Thank you for taking the time to be with us today. So, I'm going to talk with you for a moment about mission, vision, and values. And this is actually a very important transformational item for the positive movement of the club. So in November, we talked about the fact that it's been a really transformational year for us. Jackie has just now confirmed that we really have been able to get our arms around what was a serious financial condition by the pure hard work of the Budget and Finance Committee, members of the board, Mike coming in, our directors really helping us to buckle down and really look for places where we were not spending appropriately or that we were spending inefficiently. So this really has become for us now the type of an organization where Mike is really running the operations. The board had taken on that role, and now that role really is with Mike and the team and the directors, and the board will now reassume its more strategic focus, which is what you actually all have elected us to do. So we're going to step out of kind of a all hands on deck mode to get ourselves firmly footed. As Cynthia said, it's been a year of working on getting things squared away, and now we're in a position of stability, right? So now we move to growth. So if you think about it as a transitional kind of or if you think about it as a journey, we have transitioned, we're stable, the transition will continue for certain, because we've got a lot of things that we need to address, and that's what Mike just talked about, right? These are the kinds of things we're going to address. And so now comes kind of the more strategic work, which is mission, vision, and values. So what is it? What's mission, vision, and values? Some of you may be very, very familiar with this. Some of you may not be familiar with it at all. So mission, vision, and values statements are tools that help an organization set the overall direction and common purpose for us, it would be for our club. And they help us build the roadmap for how are we going to get there. So the mission is, why do we exist? Why are we here? The vision is, what's our desired state? What do we want to be? And the values are, how do we behave and how do we work together to help us achieve that success? So again, why do we exist? Who do we want to be? And how do we all behave together? Members, staff, guests, visitors, how do we all behave together to be the success that we all want East Point to be? So I'm going to share with you the board did a lot of work on this. This is much more challenging than you would think. A lot of very healthy debate. The full board participated in multiple sessions in talking about this and really helping set the strategic direction for the club. So I will share with you the mission, then I will share the vision, and then I will share the values. So our mission is to develop a vibrant lifestyle where members enjoy exceptional golf, resort-style amenities, and meaningful connections, all in a friendly, inclusive, and fun environment. Okay? So we want a vibrant lifestyle. We want to deliver a vibrant lifestyle. We want exceptional golf and resort-style amenities, and we want it to be friendly and inclusive and fun. So that's today's mission. What's the vision? The vision is to be this region's most thriving country club. Most thriving country club. Known for exceptional golf and amenities, dynamic social experiences, and a spirit of genuine camaraderie. And then the values that we want to live by are integrity, respect, communication, member first service, and fiscal responsibility. So I'm going to just take us back to the mission for a second, because y'all may want to take a minute and read this again and take it in, right? So as we talk about the mission and the vision, we're using words like vibrant and exceptional. As we talk about the vision, we talk about thriving and dynamic. These are all active, positive, moving forward kinds of positioning that help everybody understand where do we want to go, and the values are how are we going to behave to get there. So why does this all matter? So that's nice. You guys did a little exercise. Why does it matter? It matters because it provides alignment and prioritization for the whole organization. It gives us a shared long-term vision of where are we going to go. It helps people understand that we care about accountability. We care about communication. We need to standardize things, right? So when I said before, we're not done with our transformation, this is what I mean. It helps us have continuity of operations, but it also helps us tie, because of the alignment and prioritization, it helps us tie budgeting and staffing and facility upgrades to member programs and other things that we will do here at the club to move us in the direction of being thriving and dynamic and exceptional. And so to Jackie's point about there's a lot of rumors floating around out there that we're not in good shape. We are in good shape, and we want to be in better shape, and we want to be dynamic, and we want to be thriving, and we want to be exceptional. And all of you are the key to that. The way that you talk about this club amongst yourselves and to outsiders is more important than any marketing that we can do, than anything that we can put out there for programs. If you are not standing behind the club when you're talking to people in the outside, then you're not helping this club. So there is a responsibility for the board to help set strategy and now move us down this path. And oh, by the way, this mission, vision, and values will now get posted on our website publicly. The public will see it. In order to make this happen, it's a we thing, not a they thing, not a the staff thing, not a the board thing. It's a we thing. Everybody's got to be in. When we talked in November, I told you membership is our most critical item to help us move forward. Why? We want to do things, as an example, in this building. The money to do that comes from new member initiation. We want to have different and potentially improved operation. To get to this exceptional level, we have to do things differently. We have to pay attention to detail. We have to require accountability. Things are going to change a little bit over time. But we need new members to help that thriving, dynamic, exceptional type of an organization that we all want to be. So that's why mission, vision, and values matter. And I hope we can count on all of you to be supportive and to help us move that message amongst the membership and outside of the gates and the walls of East Point to help others understand we have something here that actually is a gem and it doesn't exist anywhere else in Palm Beach County. And it's valuable and it's wonderful. And people here, there's the majority of the people here love it. So we got to work together to help move down this path and get us to a place where we are the things that we have the vision to be. Thanks.
Thank you, Karen. Now, long-range planning presented by Lou Mancinelli.
Okay, thank you. Okay, update on long range planning. At our recent town hall, I gave you a sneak preview of some of the coming attractions. This was a slide I showed you there. So how are we doing? Well, if you look at the parking lot, those little cement squares out there are for the new trees that are going to be being put in place very shortly. The asphalt plants are now coming back on stream. So we should have the asphalt to be able to lay that down in the next month, restripe the parking lot, as well as coat the entranceway. It will all look beautiful when we're done. I think it's going to be really sharp and attractive as a first impression when you come into the building. We also talked about the cover for the driving range. Well, that's an actual picture of the cover on the driving range. It's functional in use, as you can see right there in the picture. The other thing we talked about was the trailer for the halfway point. It's there. It's in the spot where I told you we were going to put it. The only issue we've got now is we got to get it up and running. So if anybody that we're working with the state on this, if anybody has it in with the Department of Business and Professional Relations to get the final permit, I'd appreciate you making a phone call maybe. It's done. Okay, Health Department, last one to go. Excellent. Okay. One thing I didn't share with you that we were working on at the last meeting, and contrary to the popular belief that the stone circle out front was a landing site for alien spacecraft, there's the East Point clock. It looks a little better with that out there, doesn't it? So that's, I think, a great addition going forward. The main thing we talked about at the last meeting was the refresh of the clubhouse. So I'm pleased to let you know that we have completed all the detailed design plans for the building. We have now put that into a request for proposal to general contractors to start the process. We expect those bids to come back in by about mid-February. We will then award the contract and begin the process probably in the March-April timeframe. So the majority of the actual construction and whatnot will be done during the off season, and we'll be coming back to, I think, a new beautiful clubhouse with a great new parking lot. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about long-range planning and the importance of capital generation in that process. When I first started working on long-range planning, we didn't really have capital reserves. We had an aging infrastructure and no money to really do anything about it. So it was all deferred maintenance, and things were really deteriorating. I think this board over the past few years has put the strategy together to generate more capital. The initiation fees that come out and the portion of your dues are the main sources of funds to generate that capital. If you take a look at where we are now going into 2025, when I first started, again, this was zero or maybe a couple $100,000. We started the year at $1,558,000 in working capital, and that's why we're able to do these projects and get them going and really improve the amenities and maintain and replace equipment as it's needed. But take a look at what we've done in the meantime while we've been able to do that. We've also built reserves, and we're going to go into this year with $3,408,000 in capital reserves. That's an increase of almost $1.9 million. That's pretty impressive. We also have plans to do lots of other projects and continue to build that going forward, get that into the $4 or $5 million range. One of the things that will also help that is with the new homes that are coming on stream. So that will continue to, I think, increase this and create a sustainable process going forward. Now, the one question I have is that enough? Well, to be honest with you, I don't know. We haven't done a reserve study since 2019. Long overdue. Now, what the reserve study does, it determines the useful life of all the club assets. We look at everything. We look at the roof. We look at the air conditioning. We look at the equipment to run the pools. You look at the kitchen equipment. How long is that going to last? We then estimate what the replenishment costs of that are to determine what the true capital reserve requirements are going forward. We also take a look at that time at a cash flow analysis and look at ways to close potential gaps. We now have 3 bids now for a reserve study, and we are at the point where we're making a recommendation to the board at the next meeting, and we will do a reserve study in 2016. Actually, 2026. Mine's in a warp. So what do we've got going forward? Let's take a look at some of the significant projects that we have under consideration for the 5-year master plan. One thing we want to do is explore options for a combined state-of-the-art tennis and pickleball facility. This has been something that several other clubs have done this very successfully and combined those amenities and make it really into a beautiful facility and a great program. So we're looking at options to do that. We also need to expand the clubhouse parking. We're going to invest money in this building and make it great so that we can rent it out for major events. We have a parking issue. We don't have enough space out of there. So again, if we could move tennis operations, this would solve that problem for us with the clubhouse parking. As we've renovated the east, the west golf course is also well over 25 years old and needs to be renovated. We need to redo the irrigation and drainage greens. So, I mean, while we're doing a great job of keeping it very playable, some of the best playing I've had on that in years, it's something that we have to plan for and get done. Our maintenance facilities are also in rundown shape, and that's something we need to upgrade. Another key project that we're looking at is potential for a tiki bar. The point has been so successful, and with all those 75 homes coming in, we're concerned about the capacity of the bar. Everybody seems to enjoy that so much. So we're looking at also creating some expanded capacity with a potential tiki bar going forward. So how are we approaching this? Well, we're trying something a little different. We're taking all these master plan concepts, and we went out to John Sanford, Dave Ferris, who are the architects that did the renovation of the East Golf Course, and they also do master planning. And we set up for them to map out East Point, the entire facility, the entire community, so we can look at where we have amenities placed, where they belong, what's the optimum setup going forward. The issue that we've got is there's a limited amount of space, and we want to maximize the benefit both to the community and to the membership. But we've got to start thinking about it as one space that we should manage together. The board has talked a lot about that, and we are very open to combining a lot of these master planning concepts with the community and working together. The only way we are going to maximize this facility and make East Point something really special, and to really be the place where people are going to want to come in the future as our vision has laid out, we can only do that together to really realize our full potential. So, in summary, we've got a significant amount of new projects in the execution or planning stages. We will do a 2026 reserve study. We will work with the community on some master planning concepts and really start that discussion. I think there's a lot of tremendous potential, positive momentum going forward. I think our future is very bright. I mean, I think we've improved governance, financial responsibility, and having the mission and vision of where we want to be will guide us going forward. I think going forward, it's important that we start acting as one East Point. And if you didn't hear me the first time, I'll say it again, one East Point. Thank you.
Thank you, Lou. Now I'll turn it over to Lisa Stoller.
Okay. This year we had 612 eligible voters for this election and this meeting. We have members that have full vote, 3/4 vote, and half votes, depending on their membership type. So that would give us a weighted average of 566.50 votes, of which we needed, and we did make our quorum by over 100, 242.5 weighted votes. 100% of the amendments passed, and in lieu of boring everybody, I will send them all out. We'll have them rewritten again tomorrow. They passed, just to give you real quick, number 1 passed 92.4%. Number 2 passed at 86.4%. 3, 86.9%. Fourth one, 80.5. 5, 76.2. 6, 88.1. 7, 76.5. 8, 84%. 9, 70.7%. 10, 96.8%. And the last two, 93% and 92.7%. So I will make sure tomorrow we have, we'll get a note out to everybody with just a quick rewrite of what the amendments were with the percentages of passing. That's it.
Thank you, Lisa. Now we will adjourn, and our next meeting will be at Town Hall in April of 2026. Thank you all for attending.